Excellency, Premier Canamere, Ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen from all over the world, welcome to Bermuda. On behalf of the organising committee of the NatWest Island Games 2013, I thank you all for being here this evening to witness the opening of these games. A particular thanks to over 2,000 of you who have travelled across the Atlantic. Thank you so much.
Your Excellency, Mr. Premier, Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, friends from all over the world. We have gathered in the beautiful city of Hamilton, Bermuda, to compete against each other in sport. By being here at the NatWest Island Games, you're all winners and role models. You're prepared, you're strong, you're full of expectations, and you're a little bit nervous for what to come. You're all to be saluted. You have shown everyone that you can achieve whatever you want, as long as you are prepared to work hard. That is the very essence of progress, not only in sport, but in life. You're now amongst friends and competitors who are as competitive as you. You are looking at islanders that, like yourself, have traveled thousands of miles in order to compete. They are, like you, ready for a week of competition and friendship. Some of you will succeed beyond your wildest dreams. You may perhaps not win a medal, but as long as you know in your hearts that you tried as much as you ever could, you are victorious. The athlete that finally wins is not necessarily the strongest or even the most skillful athlete. The winner will always, at the end, be the one who truly believes in themselves. It doesn't matter whether you win or lose. The only thing that is really meaningful is that you have tried as hard as you can.
Good evening, everyone. It gives me great joy to be here this evening. First, let me say to His Excellency, our Governor Ferguson, it is a pleasure to be here with you, his lovely wife being here. I'd also like to acknowledge the mayor that is here of Bridge, Hamilton, our ministers, Bob Richards and Alton Brangman, and the minister who has this portfolio under him, sports, Wayne Scott. We also see up sitting here Minister Pat Morton-Pamden of Health. Deputy Governor, I recognize you, and I see our senators and other parliamentarians here. This is an electrifying time, isn't it? Brilliant! Most of all, I want to acknowledge, there goes the speech, I want to acknowledge you, those of you who have traveled across the waters, because the greatest gift that you will receive is not the medal, it's okay, it's not the medal, the greatest gift that you will receive may not be a medal, but the greatest gift is the fact that you've overcome the waters to come here to be gifted with one another. Because the world has become a very small place. And one of the most important things with the fact that the world is getting smaller, it is the brotherhood of our neighboring countries, our neighboring islands. And so we salute you for coming here to the beautiful shores of Bermuda, where the sand is pink and the people are beautiful. acknowledging the fact that without you, we're not nothing. We're just in the middle of the Atlantic. And so we're looking forward to these games. I'm looking at the Bermuda team here, and I want you to know that Bermuda's got on its running shoes. It's ready. And Bermuda, let's give our visitors a welcoming hand and cheer. Bermuda!
Thank you. I noticed what a cheer the Premier got when he threw his speech away. I'm going to hang on to mine for a wee bit, or I might just forget to open the games at the end. Can I add, though, to the remarks made by the Premier, to all the visiting dignitaries, the many dignitaries from many islands who joined us today, friends, supporters, volunteers, and above all, athletes, welcome. Welcome to these 15 Island Games. This, as you will have all heard, is the first time the Games have come to this side of the Atlantic. Thinking about the European islands taking part, though, I couldn't help thinking that for many of them, maybe all, the islands are linked to the early travellers from Europe who crossed the Atlantic in earlier centuries. The Vikings to our north, the Spanish and Catalans to our south, helpfully putting Bermuda on the map in the 16th century, and the English and Scots all over the place. Bermuda's history has been deeply entwined in the history of the Atlantic, drawing in people and trade and cultures from all around its shores. Today, there's a special sense of people coming here from our fellow island communities around the Atlantic and the neighbouring seas of the Baltic and the Mediterranean, from the Atlantic's far north and far south. Travelling about Bermuda these last few days, we've all had the happy experience of meeting people from other islands exploring this one. I've heard stories of lost visitors getting lifts back to base, of friendships made, and here among the athletes and sports administrators, stories made of lasting friendships made at previous games, even some marriages. These games are special. The standard of sports is high. Some participants are professional, but the ethos is of members of communities with a lot in common, coming together to play sports they love and learning about each other and the places they come from. I can't guarantee that the friendships made this coming week will all lead to marriage. Not my department. But I can guarantee that real friendships are being made and that the spirit of these games will gain another coating of cooperation and understanding this week, to be laid on the coatings laid down at past games and to continue in Jersey in 2015 and Gotland in 2017. These are community games. That means that many members of the communities here and in each island participant have given enormous amounts of their own time to make what is beginning tonight work. I know that this will have been true in each island, though I haven't seen it in each island. I have seen some of the vast amount of work done by the home organising team here, and I pay tribute to them and thank them. I thank the many volunteers who've made this possible too, who I think will all have a good deal of fun, proudly showing off the best of this wonderful country. Far from least, I warmly acknowledge the vital sponsorship of many companies and organisations, but give particular thanks to NatWest as the key sponsor. good luck, finally, to all the participants, those who've managed to take part in all the games since the beginning, those who are taking part for the first time, and all those in between. Take pride in representing your communities and have fun. I now have great pleasure in declaring these 15th, these NatWest Island Games open. Let the games begin.
It's game time! We declare that we will take part in the NatWest Island Games of 2013 in the spirit of true sportsmanship, recognizing the rules which govern them and desirous of participating in them for the honor of our island and for the glory of sport.
Minister Wayne Scott, we've seen the opening ceremony of the 2013 NatWest Island Games. What did you think about the ceremony, and what do you expect, or what do you anticipate for the upcoming week?
Well, first of all, it brings back memories, because a decade ago I was competing in this. No, it's great. I mean, this is just such a fabulous thing to have in Bermuda. You know, the Island Games are a big deal. Outside the Olympics, Commonwealth, and arguably Pan Am Games, this is it for games. And of course, first time this is outside of Europe. This is great to have all these athletes, all these people in the island. I'm looking forward to great games. You know, we've rolled out the red carpet. You know, our teams are ready. We've got all the venues. We've got a beautiful facility here and all the rest of the venues. So we're ready. Game on.
Now, you have a big ministry, and it's going to be a week long of sporting. Do you plan to try to juggle a little bit of the other ministries while you still come out and show and support our local athletes?
Outside of cabinet and the house, I've got my week basically dedicated to the support of these games, around of these games. I plan on going back and forth throughout the venues. Certainly I have a couple of meetings in between, but the priority is this. I mean, certainly if any emergencies come up, but you know, I've got a good support team. You know, the directors are doing a great job, and everybody, you know, is taking care of business.
All right, well, look forward to seeing you throughout the game.
I plan on being around. Cool, man.